Morning, everybody. I'm Alex Corradetti. I hope you're having a wonderful morning so far. As Adam said, it's going to be a beautiful Tuesday. We've got a lot for you in the next hour of the morning show. But first, here's a look at your eye-opener this morning. A gas leak spilled fuel into URBANA's Boneyard Creek. We're going to tell you what crews say was the source and if water plants should be able to filter all of it out. And Earth Day is coming up. We're finding out how U of I departments and student organizations are working together to call attention to the holiday. Learn about all their week of events and what's happening. Plus, you should be eating a lot of these, but you might not be. Leia's going to teach us how to do a simple swap in the fridge that can help you cut calories and increase your veggie intake. That's coming up in Healthy Living. All that and more in store for you on the morning show starts right now.
You're watching your local news leader. This is The Morning Show on WCIA 3 News.
The Sangamon County coroner released the name of a woman who died after a crash in Springfield. It happened Sunday night on South MacArthur Boulevard near Edward Street. 22-year-old Chris Kennedy died at the hospital. No one else was involved, and police are still investigating. And new this morning, no one was hurt after a car was hit by gunfire yesterday in Springfield. Our media partners at the State Journal-Register report this happened in a driveway at 9th Street and Princeton Avenue. Police say one car was following another down 11th Street. That's when the first one pulled into a driveway. Then someone from the other car jumped out and started shooting. There were 3 men in the car that was shot at. No one is in custody, but police are still investigating. And Crime Stoppers wants your help identifying 2 suspects in separate Champaign bank robberies that happened 1 week apart. The first happened in the morning of March 30th at First Midwest Bank on Springfield and Prospect. A man wearing a fake beard and sunglasses handed a teller a note and got cash. And the second happened April 6th at Regions Bank on Springfield and State. That suspect also handed a teller a note and left with money. Police say they aren't sure if the robberies are connected.
This one was just unique because it was 2 Saturdays in a row, almost to the hour. However, this past Saturday, we didn't have any issues, so I don't know if this is going to become more of a trend or not. I know some guys, as the weather gets nicer, it becomes more common when more people are out and about, but it's too early to tell if this is going to become more of a trend or not.
Anyone with information is asked to call police or Crime Stoppers. And new this morning for you. An Argenta man is facing federal charges after police say he had child pornography on his phone. Our media partners at the Herald and Review say that Scott Gentry is expected to be in federal court in Urbana in June. Last week in Macon County Court, Gentry was arraigned after pleading not guilty to several charges involving child pornography. Gentry was arrested in January after police found more than 3,000 photos of children in sexual poses. And crews now know the source of a leak that spilled diesel fuel into Urbana's Boneyard Creek. It came from an underground fuel storage tank at a construction site in Champaign. Workers were digging at the site and ran into an abandoned tank underground. The fuel leaked for at least 2 hours, spilling dozens of gallons. Firefighters from Champaign and Urbana worked for hours to stop it from flowing downstream.
Crews here are working, they're called basically damming and diking, and they are basically just putting booms in the water or basically containment to catch the sheen in the materials that are floating on top of the water.
Firefighters say they don't think there will be any major consequences. The local water plants should be able to filter everything out. And speaking of pollution, the state capitol is working to find a way to stop coal ash from getting into the Middle Fork River. One bill from Senator Scott Bennett would get the EPA the resources needed to explore coal ash pits in Vermilion County and across the state. He says environmentalists have been watching nearly 80 of them. Bennett says most are from power companies that left remains near water sources.
Coal companies are concerned that some of the things in the bill would be so expensive to clean up that ultimately would, it would affect their ability to keep operating in Illinois. That's not our intent, is to drive any business out. But we do want to make sure that we don't leave an environmental disaster for the future that taxpayers end up dealing with.
Bennett says the final version of the bill should be ready for a vote in a matter of weeks.